prabhu-Nityananda parikramadhyam manasodasena romanchakam patikharam navado vande guroshi saranarabindam Keśava dhrta-narahari-rūpa vande guroshi saranarabindam Bhagavad-prasado dhrta-narahari-rūpa Keśava chittim bhajata sadaiva vande guroshi saranarabindam samsadagama naya sadhuna Bhagavat prasada yasya prasadana nakatit katopi. Ayam srivanstasya yasasti sangam Guru Shri Chara-nara-vrinda. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya Tarine. Jaya Shri Krishna-Chaitanya prabhu-Nityananda Sri-Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi-gaura-bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna-Chaitanya prabhu-Nityananda Sri-Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi-gaura-bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna-Chaitanya prabhu-Nityananda Sri-Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi-gaura-bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna-Chaitanya prabhu-Nityananda Sri-Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi-gaura-bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna-Chaitanya prabhu-Nityananda Sri-Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi-gaura-bhakta-vrinda Jaya Gaura-bhakta-vrinda Jaya Gaura-bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajikashasta Tarasatarashi Shishimadis Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajikashasta Tarasatarashi Shishimadis Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ram Sikaho Shri Krishna-Chaitanya prabhu-Nityananda Sri-Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi-gaura-bhakta-vrinda ki jai. Shri Rādhā-krsna-Gopinath Samakunda Radha-kunda Giri Govardhana ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapur Dham ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Ganga Maya ki jai. Jamuna Maya ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta-vrinda ki jai. Nittai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Patita Pavana ki jai. Namo.
No. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladayine, Adaladayine, Praladayine. Hiranyakashi purvakshaha. Hiranyakashi purvakshaha. Shilatankana kalaye. Shilatankana kalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Yato yato yami tato Narsimha. Yato yato yami tato Narsimha. Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadin. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadin. Tava kara kamala vare nakam adbhuta singham dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringham Keśava dhrta-narahari-rūpa jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare tava kara kamalavare nakam adbhuta singham dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringham Shavadrita narahari-rūpa jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare Keśava dhrta-narahari-rūpa jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare Keśava dhrta-narahari-rūpa jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare jaya jagadiśa hare jayo narsimhadev jayo narsimhadev jayo narsimhadev jayo narsimhadev Jayo Narasinghadev, Jayo Narasinghadev, Jayo Narasinghadev, Jayo Narasinghadev, Hadev, Jayo Narasinghadev, Jayo Narasinghadev, Jayo Narasinghadev, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol.
krsna-preyasi namo namah tulasi tulasi krsna-preyasi namo namah rādhā-krsna-sevā pābo ehi abilāşi rādhā-krsna-sevā pābo ehi abilāşi যে তোমার শরণ লয় তার বাঞ্ছা পূর্ণ হয় কৃপা করে করো তারে বৃন্দাবনবাসী মোরা আভিলাষ বিলাস কুঞ্জে দিও বাস আভিলাষ বিলাস কুঞ্জে দিও বাস দয়ানে হেরি পোসাদা রূপরাসি দয়ানে হেরি পোসাদা রূপরাসি এই নিবেদন ধরো সখিরানুগত করো সেবাধিকার দিয়ে করো নিজ দাসী দীন কৃষ্ণ দাসে কয়ে যে না দীন হয় কৃষ্ণ দাসে কয়ে শ্রী রাধা গোবিন্দ প্রেমে সদা এ নবাসি শ্রী রাধা গোবিন্দ প্রেমে সদা এ নবাসি यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणं पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणं पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणं पदे पदे Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Jaya Vrinde Devi, Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
I desire as they also grant me residence, and pleasure grows as Shri Vrindavana. Thus, within my vision, I'll always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cowherd damsels of Raja. Please give me the privilege of devotional service, and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna praise. May I always swim in the love of Shri Radha and Govinda. Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Sri-Chaitanya Siksastakam Ki Jai. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Pavam Hadvagni Nirvapanam Sherakaira Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadahu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipradam Purnam Vitasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vitayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Saktis Tatra Pita Niyamitak Smaranina Kala Etadrisita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaivam Jasi Samihajini Nanuraga Anadapi Sinichena Tarurapi Saistuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahare Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitamba Jagadiśa Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatad Bhakti Rahaitu Ki Tvai Ai Nandatanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tava Padapankacha Titadu Sati Samrichintaya Nayanam Gardasarudadaya Vadanam Gadgadurudaya Jira Pulakal Nisitam Vapu Kada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayitam Nimesena Chakshasa Pavrisaitam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahename Stuva Bhatartam Pinastumam Darsanam Mamhato Krutuva Yata Tata Vavidatu Lampato Mat Prananatastu Saiva Naparaha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam Ki Jai. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years. And extinguishes the fire of Krishna light. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into this ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me in one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your holy name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace. What makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me? He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Siksastakam Ki Jai. There are 10 offenses in the matter of chanting the holy names of the Lord that should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who dedicate their lives to propagating the holy names of the Lord. 2. To consider names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent names of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna's imagination. 6. To give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name of the Lord. 8. to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities of karma kanda. 9. To instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions in this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava is carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer a most humble obeisance unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees that can fulfill the desires of everyone, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vaishnava Thakur ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam Grantha ki jai. Om namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadasya yata nivayad itaratas jate svavigya swarat. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaye Muyanti Yat Surayaha. Tejo Varimidam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Misha. Damna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhukan Satyam Param Dhimahi. O my Lord, Shri Krishna, son of Vasudeva. O all-pervading personality of Godhead. From my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth, and the primeval cause of all causes, of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen on fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universes, manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of material nature, appear factual although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Dharma projita kaitravotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivedam tapatrayon mulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim Vaparer Ishwaraha Sadyo Hridi Avarudyate Tra Kriti Bihi Susu Subis Takshanat. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? as soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam. By this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Nigama kalpataro galitam phalam sukhamukad amrita dravya samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasam alayam muhur ahorasika bhuvibhavakaha. O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful. Although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 11, verse number 36. Udama bhava pisunamala valguhasa ridavaloka nihato madano piyasam samuhya chapam ajahat pramadottamasta yasyendriyam vimatitum kuhakar-naseku. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Although the Queen's beautiful smiles and furtive glances were all spotless and exciting, and although they could conquer Cupid himself by making him give up his bow in frustration, and although even the tolerant Shiva could fall victim to them, still, despite all their magical feats and attractions, they could not agitate the senses of the Lord. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The path of salvation, or the path going back to God, it always forbids the association of women, and the complete Sanatan Dharma or Varnashram Dharma scheme forbids or restricts association with women. Well, you can ask a question. How come Prabhupada permitted women to live in the temple? How come Prabhupada performed marriages? How come Prabhupada let women worship the deities? How come Prabhupada gave Brahman initiation to women? How come Prabhupada, in many ways, encouraged women in the movement to give class and lead kirtan and so forth? Interesting question, right? Because this is referring to fallen women who provocatively and seductively wear sparse clothing, put on all kinds of lipstick and mascara and earrings and hairdos and high heels, all that stuff. This is not talking about devotee women who are modest and shy and are very dedicated to serving Krishna. It's talking about women who want to basically what you call make propaganda for their body. So, how then can one be accepted as a Supreme Personality of Godhead who is addicted to more than 16,000 wives? This question may be relevantly raised by inquisitive persons really anxious to know about the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord, And to answer such questions, the sages at Naimisharanya have discussed the transcendental character of the Lord in this and in following verses. It is clear herein that the feminine attractive features which can conquer Cupid, or even the supermost tolerant Lord Shiva, could not conquer the senses of the Lord. Cupid's business is to invoke mundane lust. The whole universe is moving, being agitated by Cupid's arrow. The activities of the world are being carried on by the central attraction of male and female. The male is searching after a mate to his liking, and the female is looking after a suitable male. That is the way of material stimulus. And as soon as a male is combined with the female, the material bondage of the living being is at once tightly interlocked by sex relation, and as a result of this, both the males and females' attraction for a sweet home, motherland, bodily offspring, society, and friendship, and accumulation of wealth becomes the illusory field of activities, and thus a false but indefatigable attraction for the temporary material existence, which is full of miseries, is manifest. Wow, that's a mouthful. Those who are therefore on the path of salvation, for going back home, back to Godhead, are especially advised by all scriptural instructions to become free from such paraphernalia of material attraction. And that is possible only by the association of the devotees of the Lord, who are called Mahatmas. Cupid throws his arrow upon the living beings to make them mad after the opposite sex, whether the party is actually beautiful or not. Cupid's provocations are going on even among beastly societies, who are all ugly looking in the estimation of the civilized nations. Thus Cupid's influence is exerted even amongst the ugliest forms, and what to speak of the most perfect beauties. Lord Shiva, who is considered to be most tolerant, was also struck by Cupid's arrow, because he also became mad after Mohini incarnation of the Lord, and acknowledged himself to be defeated. Cupid, however, was himself captivated by the grave and exciting dealings of the goddess of fortune, and he voluntarily gave up his bow and arrow in a spirit of frustration. That's a story I don't know. You know that story, Prabhu? What? Okay. Such was the beauty and attraction of the queens of Lord Krishna. Yet they could not disturb transcendental senses of the Lord. This is because the Lord is all-perfect Atmarama, or self-sufficient. He does not require anyone's extraneous help for his personal satisfaction. Therefore, the queens could not satisfy the Lord by their feminine attractiveness, but they satisfy him by their sincere affection and service. That's the secret. Only by unalloyed transcendental loving service could they easily satisfy the Lord, and the Lord was pleased to treat them as wives in reciprocation. Thus, being satisfied by their unalloyed service only, the Lord reciprocated the service just like a devout husband. Otherwise, he had no business becoming the husband of so many wives. He is the husband of everyone, but to one who accepts him as such, he reciprocates. This unalloyed affection for the Lord is never to be compared to mundane lust. It is purely transcendental. And the grave dealings which the queens displayed in natural feminine ways were also transcendental, because the feelings were expressed out of transcendental ecstasy. It is already explained in the previous verse that the Lord appeared like a mundane husband, but factually his relation with his wives was transcendental, pure, and unconditioned by the modes of material nature. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Well, there's so many points here. We're not going to be able to cover all of them in a short period of time. But we did say that we would finish reading from the Krishna book, because yesterday we read some very interesting things. In fact, I want to repeat one or two things. Let's see. Okay, so we're talking about Krishna's transcendental qualities when he was a grihasta, and he demonstrated perfect behavior as a grihasta. Okay, so it says here, after rising from bed, Lord Krishna would wash his mouth, hands, and feet, and would immediately sit down and meditate on himself. This does not mean, however, that we should also sit down and meditate on ourselves. We have to meditate upon Krishna, Radha-Krishna. That is real meditation. Krishna is Krishna himself. Therefore, he was teaching us that Brahma Muhurta should be utilized for meditation on Radha-Krishna. By such meditation, Krishna would feel very much satisfied, and similarly, we will also feel transcendently pleased and satisfied if we utilize the Brahma Muhurta period to meditate on Radha-Krishna, and if we think of how Sri Rukmini Devi and Krishna acted as ideal householders to teach the whole human society to rise early in the morning and immediately engage in Krishna consciousness. There's no difference between meditating on the eternal forms of Radha-Krishna and chanting the Mahamantra Hare Krishna. As for Krishna's meditation, he had no alternative but to meditate on himself. The object of meditation is Brahman, Paramatma, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishna himself is all three. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavan, the localized Paramatma, is his plenary partial expansion, and the all-pervading Brahman effulgence is the personal rays of his transcendental body. Therefore, Krishna is always one, and for him there is no differentiation. That is the difference between an ordinary living being and Krishna. For an ordinary living being, there are many distinctions. An ordinary living being is different from his body, and he is different from other species of living entities. A human being is different from other human beings and different from the animals. Even in his own body, there are different bodily limbs. We have our hands and legs, but our hands are different from our legs. The hand cannot act like the leg, nor can the leg act like the hand. The ears can hear, but the eyes cannot, and the eyes can see, but the ears cannot. All these differences are technically called swajatiya vijatiya. The bodily limitation, whereby one part of the body cannot act as another part, is totally absent from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is no difference between his body and himself. He is completely spiritual, and therefore there is no difference between his body and his soul. Similarly, he is not different from his millions of incarnations and plenary expansions. Okay, so this is very interesting, and we did say yesterday Bhakta Daniel was going to print and send to all the Grihastha husbands it's actually in the Krishna book, my book, page 148, which explains, waking up early. What he says, ideal Krishna. He says that Krishna would feel much satisfied, and similarly, we will also feel transcendently pleased and satisfied if we utilize the Brahma Muhurta period to meditate on Radha Krishna, And if we think of how Sri Rukmini Devi and Krishna acted as ideal householders to teach the whole human society to rise early in the morning and immediately engage in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so then it goes into a whole bunch of information here. And Brahma Muhurta is considered to be 3 hours. By nature's arrangement, the crowing of the cocks, or the roosters, warns of the Brahma Muhurta hour. There's no need of alarm clocks. As soon as the cocks crow early in the morning, it is to be understood that it's time to rise from bed. Hearing that sound, Krishna would get up from bed, but his rising early was not very much to the liking of his wives. So that means that you should all buy a rooster and keep it in your backyard. And as soon as that rooster crows in the morning, which is usually about 3 hours before the rising of the sun, immediately get up. You don't need a clock. You just get a rooster. Okay. So, yeah. So we stopped reading on page, I think, 150. Krishna is called the Supreme Brahman because he is the cause of creation, the cause of maintenance, and the cause of dissolution. Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva are different expansions of these material qualities. All these material qualities can act upon the conditioned souls, but there is no such action and reaction upon Krishna because these qualities are all simultaneously one with and different from him. Krishna himself is simply Satchitananda Vigraha, the eternal form of bliss and knowledge, and because of his inconceivable greatness, he is called the Supreme Brahman. His meditation on Brahman or Paramatma or Bhagavan is on himself only and not on anything else beyond himself. This meditation cannot be imitated by the ordinary living entity. So the Mayavadis, many of them try and imitate that. After his meditation, the Lord would regularly bathe early in the morning with clear, sanctified water. Then he would change into fresh clothing, cover himself with a wrapper, and engage himself in his daily religious functions. Out of his many religious duties, the first was to offer oblations into the sacrificial fire and silently chant the Gayatri mantra. Lord Krishna, as the ideal householder, executed all the religious functions of a householder without deviation. When the sunrise became visible, the Lord would offer specific prayers to the sun god. The sun god and other demigods mentioned in the Vedic scriptures are described as different limbs of the body of Lord Krishna. And it is the duty of the householder to offer respects to the demigods and great sages as well as the forefathers. Haribol. Very interesting. And so you might ask the question, well, how come we don't do that? Well, we do. If you honor the deity with Aarti and the spiritual master with Guru Puja, that is equal to honoring all the demigods and forefathers and everything. That's called the Krishna network because the demigods are all individuals and they're considered as parts of Krishna's transcendental body. And everyone is connected to Krishna. So if you connect to Krishna, you connect to everyone. As it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has no specific duty to perform in this world, and yet he acts just like an ordinary man living an ideal life within this material world in accordance with the Vedic ritualistic principles. The Lord would offer respects to the demigods. The regulative principle by which the demigods and forefathers are worshipped is called tarpana, which means pleasing. One's forefathers may have to take a body on another planet, but by performance of the tarpana system, they become very happy wherever they may be. It is the duty of the householder to make his family members happy. And by following this tarpana system, he can make his forefathers happy also. As the perfect exemplary household of Lord Sri Krishna, followed this tarpana system and offered respectful obeisances to the elderly, superior members of his family. Wow. The next duty was to give cows in charity to the brahmanas. Every day, Lord Krishna used to give many groups of 13,084 cows. Wow. Each of the cows were decorated with a silken cover and pearl necklace. Their horns were covered with gold plating, and their hooves were silver-plated. All of them were full of milk due to having their firstborn calves with them, and they were very tame and peaceful. When the cows were given in charity to the brahmanas were also given nice silken garments, and each was given a deer skin and sufficient quantity of sesame seeds. So why do you need a deer skin? Because when you put the deer skin down on the ground and sit on it to meditate, no snakes will come near for some reason or other. The Lord is generally known as Go Brahmana Hitayacha, which means that his first duty is to see to the welfare of the cows and the brahmanas. Thus, he used to give cows in charity to the brahmanas with opulent decorations and paraphernalia. Then, wishing for the welfare of all living entities, he would touch auspicious articles such as milk, honey, ghee or clarified butter, gold, jewels, and fire. Although the Lord is by nature very beautiful due to the perfect figure of his transcendental body, he would dress himself in yellow garments and put on his necklace of Kaustuba jewels. He would wear flower garlands, smear his body with the pulp of sandalwood, and decorate himself with similar cosmetics and ornaments. It is said that the ornaments themselves became beautiful upon being placed on the transcendental body of the Lord. After decorating himself in this way, the Lord would then look at marble statues of the cow and calf and visit temples of God or demigods like Lord Shiva. There were many brahmanas who would come daily to see the Supreme Lord before taking their breakfast. They were anxious to see him, and he welcomed them. His next duty was to please all kinds of men belonging to the different castes, both in the city and within the palace compound. He made them happy by fulfilling their different desires, and when the Lord saw them happy, he also became very pleased. The flower garlands, betel nuts, sandalwood pulp, and other fragrant cosmetic articles offered to the Lord would be distributed by him, first to the brahmanas and elderly members of the family, then to the queens, and then to the ministers, and if there was still some balance, he would engage it for his own personal use. By the time the Lord finished all these daily duties and activities, his charioteer, Daruka, would come with his wonderful chariot to stand before the Lord with folded hands, intimating that the chariot was ready. And the Lord would come out of the palace to travel. Then the Lord, accompanied by Uddhava and Satyaki, would ride on the chariot just as the sun god rides on his chariot in the morning, appearing with his blazing rays on the surface of the world. When the Lord was about to leave his palaces, all the queens would look at him with feminine gestures. The Lord would respond to their greetings with smiles, attracting their hearts so much that they would feel intense separation from him. Then the Lord would go to the assembly house known as Sudharma. It may be remembered that the Sudharma assembly house was taken away from the heavenly planets and established in the city of Dwarka. The specific significance of the assembly house was that anyone who entered it would be freed from the 6 kinds of material pangs, namely hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death. These are the whips of material existence. And as long as one remained in that Sudharma assembly house, he would not be affected by these 6 material whips. The Lord would say goodbye in all the 16,000 palaces, and again he would become one and enter the Sudharma assembly house in procession with other members of the Yadu dynasty. After entering the assembly house, he used to sit on the exalted royal throne and would be seen to emanate glaring rays of transcendental effulgence. In the midst of all the great heroes of the Yadu dynasty, Krishna resembled the full moon in the sky, surrounded by multi-luminaries. In the assembly house were professional jokers, dancers, musicians, and ballet girls. And as soon as the Lord sat on his throne, they would begin their respective functions to please the Lord and put him in a happy mood. First of all, the jokers would talk in such a way that the Lord and his associates would enjoy their humor, which would refresh the morning mood. The dramatic action would then, the dramatic actors would then play their parts, and the dancing ballet girls would separately display their artistic movements. All these functions would be accompanied by the beating of mridanga drums and the sounds of the veena, flutes, and bells, followed by the sound of the muraja, another type of drum. To these musical vibrations, the auspicious sound of the conch shell would be added. The professional singers called sutas and magadas would sing, and others would perform their dancing art. In this way, as devotees, they would offer respectful prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes the learned brahmanas present in the assembly would chant Vedic hymns and explain them to the audience to the best of their knowledge. And sometimes some of them would recite old historical accounts of the activities of prominent kings. The Lord, accompanied by his servants, would be very pleased to hear them. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, it's a very long chapter, but it's full of nectar. That's why we're reading it in the morning, and we'll finish that tomorrow. And we'll go over this verse again tomorrow and cover all the points. Are there any questions? So you can see what a grand and grandiose thing it is to wake up early in the morning and be in association with Krishna and Dwarka. It's fabulous. It's unbelievable. Yeah. And it's something like that in Mayapur also. You know, a lot of similarities in the temple there. Okay. All glories to Prabhupada. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes. Hunting is permitted for the Kshatriyas. It keeps them fit for war. But usually you wait till the deer dies, naturally. You know, because you're going to offer it to a brahmana. So I'm not sure absolutely, right? But I know that hunting was permitted for the Kshatriyas. But I don't know if they would offer that to a brahmana, offer the skin to a brahmana. That's we'll have to research that. I don't know for sure. Haribol. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai.